Namaskar, hello, and welcome to this session on Library Automation Unit 24 Reference Service. I am Professor Arun Kumar Chakraborty, Department of Library and Information Science, Open University, Kolkata. This is the course under the course title is Information Communication Technologies Application in LIS. I will cover now Module 3 Library in Information Services under Unit 24, that is Reference Services, and I am the subject matter expert in this unit. Course is for the learners of Masters of Library and Information Science for both Open Universities as well as regular university course learners. Even this course can be benefit for the two students or learners who are appearing for competitive exams like NET, SET or etc. So this is a course I feel that it will benefit you. So reference service in a library is a vital and dynamic component, and that is pivotal in connecting users with the vast wealth of information available within the library's collection, and it serves the gateway to knowledge, assisting patrons in their quest for information, research, and academic pursuits. Librarians and information professionals specializing in reference service have the expertise to navigate diverse resources ranging from the traditional books to the electronic databases and online sources. Their primary objective is to guide and support users in accessing, evaluating, and utilizing information effectively. What are the learners' outcome? What will get the learners from this course? After studying this course or this module, I will say this is module in this unit 24. So you will be learn that reference service is the intensive and exhaustive kind of personalized service which tries to bring together user and information, and that's still the Rangnathan. You will understand that reference service manager who understands the users and their needs best supports the needs and services of the users. So each reference service of interactions between the librarian and user is an opportunity for mutual learning within a shared space. You will be able to explain that the users communicate their information needs while the reference librarian using probing queries seek to provide appropriate resources. Lastly, last not but least, you will know that the users and the librarian always work together towards lifelong learning and exploration. So that's the most important part of this component. So table of components. So I have covered this preamble, objectives, learning outcomes, reference services connotations, endeavor of the reference, types of reference services, component of reference services, the different activities, functions of the reference services. Why reference services? Evaluate the reference services of e-reference services and digital reference services, reference service modules and in libraries and different models, common model structures, key takeaways, summary, conclusions, and at the end of the questions, all the viewers, there are short questions for your practice, there are MCQs where you can practice, and there are references where you can practice. So in preamble introduction, we can see that to keep informed of the latest information on the area of research interest, to keep the information seeker up to date in his or field of interest and the specialization. Another objective is that to save the time and financial resources on subscription and storage of primary information sources. Reference service is the process of helping readers to identify the sources of information in response to a particular query, problems, or assignments to be done. And following are some of the definitions of reference services are given in the various chapters. if you see what is the objective of the reference services, we see that you will know that the reference service is an intensive and exhaustive kind of personal service. It's understanding that reference service brings together the user and the information. You have to know the history of reference service in libraries, because if you do not know the history of reference service, you will not know that how you can provide the services in other way. Then state functions of the libraries, different components, difference between the ready reference service and then the long range reference services. List of reference services, to find out the list of reference services to be given to the service to the users. Evaluate the reference services and learn e-resources and services in digital reference services. Why you should learn and why should you evaluate? Because if we do not evaluate the reference services, you will not able to provide the services, because you have to constant upgradation, constant improvement is an important part of any of the services. Service quality, quality of the services and quantity of the services, all can be done only because of the evaluation. So learn e-reference service and digital reference service. What will be the learning outcome after reading this unit? We will be able to discuss the concept and meaning of the reference services, explain the importance of reference services, and describe the works, activities which are carried out in providing these information services. Now I will talk about that. What is a reference service in connotation? Following are some of the definitions of reference services given by various experts. We know that Professor S.R. Ranganathan, who is the pioneer of the library science, father of library science, he has given a reference service with very, very good points. The term reference service has been defined by Ware as the sympathetic and informed personal aid in interpreting library collection for study and research. What Margaret Hutchins says, on the other hand, it defines it as a service that includes the direct personal aid within the library to person in search of information for whatever purpose. A person can search for information in any purpose, and also various library activities, especially aimed at making information as easily as available as possible. So reference service connotation, if you see that a similar definition is given by the Dr. S.R. Ranganathan, who is the father of library science in India, who states that reference service is a process of establishing the right content between a reader and his document, and that should be in a personal way. So the successivity of stated reference service is that contact established between the reader and the right document at the appropriate time in the best manner possible. So the reference services, father of the library science, is that S.R. Ranganathan stated that reference service establishing contact between. He also recognized the 4 categories of amongst the readers as a fresh man. The general reader, there are different 4 categories of readers he has made it. The general reader, ordinary reader, generalist inquirer, or specialist reader. So there are 4 kinds, different kinds of reader can be there, and because if we do not know what are the kind of readers we have, we will not able to design the services, or we will not able to provide them, and that the cost of the even the services. So that is our motto should be there. So these services categories are provided the reference service as per the requirements, like initiation is given to the freshman, because a freshman, if he's coming, if he wants, he may want to know only the overview of the kind of thing. So initiation is given in the freshman, but he may not know how the library can be used. So though the freshman, how will attract the user from the different words. So service as per requirements, like initiation is given in the freshman, and then general help to the general readers. Ready reference service to the ordinary or generalist inquirer, and long range reference service is provided to the specialist as well as the generalized reader. So long range reference initiation and general help will provide a practical knowledge of the psychology of the reader, because we have to know that what is the psychology, because reader will ask, come and may not ask you any questions. So we have to find out that what is his need. Need-based analysis is important for the reference service. So ready reference service will require a good knowledge of reference books and the sources. So reference librarian, he has to acquire knowledge and expertise to find giving the direct right information in the right time and to save the time of the user. That is the reference services. Why? Because to save the time of the user. The reference librarian needs to have a good bibliographical mastery and familiar with the developments in the universe of knowledge, and has to be updated with the new technological and trends in the world. So the modern e-referencing services librarian needs to offer users with the opportunities to extend access to their services and enrich the quality of their provision. So modern library services or modern reference librarian is well aware of the vastness, the world of knowledge, and the varieties of interactions and intricacies of the information required by the reader at different levels. So it has been very important in the present world. Ranganathan said in 1961. You have to think that how much visionary Dr. Ranganathan was, and what kind of information can be given to the one he had given us an opportunity to know this kind of things. So we should know that how should we respect the Ranganathan's reference law in this reader reference service. It is a service of endeavor of different services of this reference service. Endeavor of reference services. The major endeavors of providing reference services to its users are to protect and arrange the collection, to present the collection before the readers, to have trained and professional librarian, to encourage coordination between employer and the reader, to save the time of the reader, to conduct the finding of the research, to develop the library, to maximize the use of reference service. Because if you want to develop a library, if library collection development, we have to know that what kind of queries are coming and what are the resources we are having. Then we will be able to get the different reference sources, reference libraries to update the reference library. So what are the types of reference services? The two different services, reader services and ready reference services, and one is long range reference services. What is the ready reference services? The ready reference service is a library that provides you quick and efficient answers to the user information needs. Ready reference service questions typically involve a factual information such as a date, definition, statistics, rather than in-depth research or analysis, because he has to get an overview of a kind of things. That is why the ready reference services. The long range reference services means you have to see in the long range reference services means a person is a very serious user. You want to do some kind of research on particular aspects. So that is why he is going for the long range reference services. So the long range reference service is in a library is that the focus is on providing in-depth research and assistance to the users with the complex or specialized information needs. Unlike ready reference service, which typically involve quick answers to the factual questions, long-range reference service involve more extensive research and analysis. So by providing users with the expertise and resources they need to conduct in-depth research, long-range reference service help to promote scholarships, advance knowledge, and support the work of professionals in various fields. Now we have to think that what are the components of the reference services? The SS Green introduces the following components of the reference service. He says that instruct the reader in the way of the library, assist readers in solving their inquiries. So if people do not know where is the library, then how? So you have to instruct the reader which way you have to go to the library. Then comes the solving their inquiries. Then it comes to the aid to the reader in selection of the good works. You have to guide in that what are the good resources you are having or what can be given for that particular purpose. He may not be knowing that what kind of resources are available. So promote the library within the community. That is the reference services is very, very important for the users. Different activities of reference services involved in providing reference services are given as acquired. You have to what? Acquiring. Acquire what you have to acquire? Acquire the resources. What are the resources when you acquire? You have to organize the resources. And then you have to maintain the information resources. That means acquiring, organizing and maintaining. Then only you can do disseminate. Because if the acquisition, organization and maintenance is not possible, you are not able to provide the reference services. Then answer reference queries. We have to answer that what are the reference queries. If we have a good databases on that, yes, the people have asked this kind of questions and I have answered this kind of question. So that means the ready reference services are ready for you. Then providing readers advisory service, information literacy, selecting and evaluating print and electronic information resources. You have to say that what kind of print resources are available for this particular area if they want to do research. Then the information research, electronic information research. Creating finding tools and websites. Promoting reference service. And then we have to say that you have to do the evaluation of reference services. What are the functions of the reference services? The answering questions. What kind of questions? There can be different kinds of questions and you have to answer those kind of questions. Answering questions from the readers in person, over the phone or through correspondence like email or WhatsApp. There are a lot of social media you can communicate with them. Then helping the library tools. You have to help them in assisting readers in using library tools like catalog and other reference tools. So you have to know them, tell them that these are the catalogs, you can go through this one and you can find out this one. Then creating resources, preparing a reading list, bibliographies, guides and indexes for them, providing information dissemination of selective dissemination of information. You select the information dissemination. Then I have also discussed in selective dissemination of information in another program, so you can find out, go through that one. And what are the functions? Answering questions, helping the library and providing information resources. What are the functions of reference services? Information retrieval. What kind of information retrieval is required? Because the searching the catalog. The reference librarian helps user to locate materials within their collection by navigating catalog systems, identifying call numbers and guiding them to the relevant shelves. If it is online databases, assistance is provided in navigating electronic databases and searching for scholarly articles, ebooks and other digital resources. So what are the functions of the reference services in present conditions is that the reference collections, reference librarians curate and maintain reference materials including dictionaries, encyclopedias, atlases and other specialized resources. So these collection services as authoritative and readily accessible sources of information and reference needs. So assisting with technologies, libraries help user navigate library technologies including online catalog, databases and digital archives. Then essential troubleshooting assistance may be provided for issues related to the accessing electronic resources. What are the functions of reference services? There are different services which can function as the interlibrary loan services, because if the books are not available in your library, you can get it from the interlibrary loan from the other libraries, neighboring libraries, or if you have a MOU with them, you can get those books. So reference service include facilitating access to materials unavailable in the local library, which library you are, by coordinating interlibrary loans. So librarian assist in the borrowing and lending materials among the different libraries to broaden the user's access to the information. So what is the reader's advisory? The reference librarians offer personalized reading recommendations based on the user preferences, interest and reading history. So regularly staying informed about new release and notable literature enables librarian to provide relevant suggestions. Community outreach. Through community outreach programs, workshops and partnership reference services extend beyond the library premises. Librarians engage with the schools, community organizations, and other institutions to promote library resources and services. Research in assistance. Reference librarians assist users in formulating reference research questions, developing research strategies, and locating relevant resources. In-depth research simultaneous may be provided to support academic and professional personal research endeavor. So this one information is a functions of reference services is reference desk service. People can, if have a reference desk, the people will come in the reference desk. Librarian staff reference desk offer immediate assistance to the users with the queries ranging from the basic to complex. Quick and accurate response are provided and users may be directed to appropriate resources within the library. Then collection development should be collaborating with the other librarians and referral librarians contribute to the development and maintenance of the library collection. They assess the user's community needs and evaluating new materials make informed decisions to enhance the library's resources. So assessment and evaluation. Reference librarian collect user feedback and conduct assessments to evaluate the effectiveness of reference services. It should continuous improvement is emphasized with the adjustments made based on user feedback and changes in the information technology and resources. So in this reference service summary, you can say that functions of library reference services are multifaceted, covering various aspects of information access, education, and community engagement. So these services are pivotal in fulfilling the mission of libraries to provide information, promote literacy, and empower individuals through the knowledge. So why reference services? Why should give the reference services? Because why library user needs reference service in a library? Because library user benefit significantly from the reference service. What are the services? And essential library support systems. Component of reference service fulfill various needs and empower library users in academic and research pursuits. Here are the several reasons why the library is navigating information resources. You have a vast collections. Librarians housekeeping extensive collections of books, journals, databases you have. So these collections efficiently endorse. Assistance with the research. Formulating research questions. You can help them formulating research questions. I reference librarian assist user in formulating clear and effective research questions, guiding them through the initial stages of the research process. Search strategies. Librarians provide guidance on developing search strategies, enabling user to locate. Access to the specialized information, specialized users. Specialized resources. Academic libraries often have the research phase which reference services ensuring users are aware and can access the specialized material in depth. The information literacy skills. Sources of evaluation. Reference librarian teach users how to evaluate information sources. Critically distinguish between the credible and uncredible information. That is the unreliable information finding out is the most important part in the library. Citation and academic integrity. The guidance on the proper citation methods and academic integrity is provided, fostering information literacy skills and crucial for academics. Technological assistance, navigating online sources. Reference librarian services assisting in users in navigating digital information resources, library catalog. So troubleshooting, librarians support common technologies related to the issues like ensuring users can effectively use online resources. Why reference interlibrary loan, readers advisory, community engagement, reference desk, immediate assistance, the reference desk, the in-person evaluations, research and academic success, guidance to the projects, empowering them. How is empowering the lifelong learning? Reference service instills the skills and knowledge needed for lifelong learning and preparing them users for continued academic and personal growth beyond their immediate needs. Now, how I should do the evaluation of reference services. The draft definition developed by RSS means reference service selection section, that's evaluation of reference and user service committee 2006 as follows. Reference work includes the activities that involve the creation, management and assessment of reference resources, tools and services, as well as the reference transactions and liaison activities. So the creation and management of information resources include the development and maintenance of the reference catalog, print and electronic research materials, so website search and all. Assessment activities include the measurement and evaluation of reference work, resources and services. The evaluation criteria. The criteria is that access, equity, response time. Even if you are providing services in person, that also response time is important apart from the computer services. Impact, accessibility and convenience, value, usefulness, efficiency, effectiveness in meeting needs, effectiveness in anticipating needs, because you have to reference or IBM has to know that what are the anticipating needs, applicability of the reliability. Then you have to go that listening and inquiring. You have to listen to the users, empathy, his interest, follow-up action. Today you have given, you have to find out that whether that is created really, his needs expressed or not, his need is really met or not, that has to be given. So service quality, tangible, assurance, accuracy of the answer, user satisfaction with the service, rate of repeat users, and then costing per transaction. That is important because you have to, all things as the costing is important. Then completion of time, role of technologies. So e-reference service, now I'll talk of the digital reference service. According to the James, Cater and Moment 1999, digital technology reference service is a mechanism by which people can submit their questions and have them answered by a library staff members through some electronic and means email, chat and website. So digital reference service is communicating and interacting with the users in visual environment. E-reference service and digital reference that represent the world has moved the electronic references. E-reference service with internet-based questions and answers with the easily professionals who have expertise in this selection. So the modern reference service can be worked. E-reference service is that roving references. The reference librarian meets the patron where they are, maybe mobile, maybe within the library space, or moving among the stacks, and they are available as required by the user. And outreach activity reference, the reference librarian being visible in the community and connecting with the users and patron face to face, participating in community events and providing programs as an opportunity to service public library activities in the resources. They need reference services, virtual reference services we have to provide. So this there is a traditional reference service, there are models, traditional reference service model, there is a modern reference service models, technology based reference service model, collaborative reference service model and other reference service models. There are traditional reference service model is that it is a desk-based model. Desk-based model means reference librarian has a seat of desk. Directional reference is that librarian provide directions to the library. Modern reference service model is consultative model. Librarians provide expert advice and guidance information sources. Proactive model, that is librarians proactively work. Tiered reference model, and that is librarians provide different levels of services such as basic direction service and depth in assistance. Then technology based reference services is a virtual reference service, that the digital reference service is giving. Librarians provide reference service through digital channels such as social media, online. Hybrid model, that is a portion librarian provide combination in person and virtual references. So collaborative reference service team-based work is that team-based model, because you have to work in the team, otherwise you will not able to say. Embedded librarian model, that is librarians are embedded in the academic departments or research team to provide the specialized information. Community-based model, librarians partner with community organizations to provide reference services. Then other reference service model is that roving reference service model that librarians move around, that's obtained. Then pop-up reference model, librarians set up a temporary reference desk in high traffic areas to provide targeted support. If you have a huge number of persons that come, then have to provide. Self-service model. Then there are three tiers of basic reference service, then tier 1 intermediate reference service, and tier 3 is that advanced reference service. Advanced reference service is the in-depth research assistant specialized guidance. For tier 2 immediate reference research assistant database searching. Then Lucia reference and user service association model. That is a directional service providing direction to the library resources, consultation to the service, and the information services are given. Then virtual referencing is that synchronous services, real-time, chat, video conference, asynchronous services, email, text messages, hybrid services, combination of synchronous and asynchronous services. Embedded module is that integration, librarian is embedded, collaboration, and then customization, librarian provides customized reference services. Tier levels is a level 1 basic support, level 2 is that intermediate support, advanced support, expert support, all these kind of things. So learners, what you are going to key takeaways of this lecture is that reference service comprises those activities which are performed or undertaken for helping the users. Acquiring, organizing, and managing reference resources are integral activities for providing reference services. It is responsible for increasing the use of resources and services in the library. The provision of reference service should be promoted among the users. The library staff should make the concerted efforts to promote the reference service of the library. This service should also be evaluated in order to know that the users are real beneficiaries of these services, and evaluation helps. Summary that reference service is the intensive and exhaustive kind of personal service which try to bring together user and information. When I say that it is a user and personal information service, so it differs from the library to library. If it is a college library, if it is a school library, if it is a university library, if it is a research library, the entire users spectrum is completely different. If it is a public library, the public library information seeking behavior is completely different. So we have to organize this kind of service in that manner. So the reference service manager who understands its users and their needs best support for the needs. So reference services in library are indispensable for users, providing a spectrum of service extend beyond the basic information retrieval. Whether assisting or ordering technology guidance, reference service empower users to make the most of the rich resources available in the library. So I should conclude in this that reference service is the personalized service directed to the personal users. It helps the readers in locating of the reads. Reference service is also saves up precious times of the users. It also contributes to enhancing the users. The lesson entitled Cache or SDI is written in the three major formats that also we have discussed in the different services on this. So one point should be clear that reference service is a personalized service. So it is a target users are different from the institute to institute. So accordingly we have to provide service. If it is an IS officer, if it is a career guidance, all these are different services which will be there. Learners, at the end of these questions, I have discussed different short questions. You can go through these short questions. That will help you to know and what kind of informations are available. There are a lot of MCQs I have entrusted in these questions because the MCQ will help you to know the for appearing different competitive exams like NET, SET, etc. I hope the learners you got benefit from these services. I have also given the different reference services because references from where I have collected the resources and gathered and tried to make it up. Namaskar. Thank you very much for listening.